Hello again. In English, when we use a word like brother or any noun, it pretty much remains the same no matter how we use it in a sentence. My brother gave an apple to me. I gave an apple to my brother. I am here with my brother. Can you see my brother? And so on. The word brother remains stable, but in Czech, like in other languages, many other languages, that's not the case. There are actually 7 different types of context that you can use a word in, and you have to know in any situation which of the 7 contexts apply. For example, in a dictionary, a word is said to be in its nominative case, and the word bratra is a nominative for brother, and you can say, there is my brother, tam je můj bratr. But if you want to say, I have a brother, you wouldn't use that case. You have to know that the word to have requires you to use a different case, the accusative case. So you would say, mám bratra. And if you're with your brother, it would be a whole different case. It would be the instrumental case. So you would say, jsem s bratrem. And so you have to learn these 7 different cases for brother. In fact, 14, because there's a whole nother 7 for brothers when it's plural. And then, unfortunately, the endings that you learn, although they apply to bratra and to a few other words, they don't apply to all words. For example, Prague or žena, or feminine words beginning with A, in fact, have a different kind of ending. So the nominative for Prague is Praha. He goes to Prague is jede do Prahy. So the different ending. Bydlí v Praze, he lives in Prague, a different ending again. And it turns out that although words do fit into patterns, like I said, Praha and woman, žena, follow one set of patterns, and bratra, which means brother, and pan, which means gent, also follow a set of patterns, and so on. But it turns out there are actually 57 patterns, and for any word you have to know which of the 57 it fits in. This dictionary, a very popular dictionary of Czech and English, actually does list all 57 endings. So let me see if I can get it to focus. Here is student in the singular and the plural. So 7 endings for student in the singular and 7 for plural. Nominative, student, genitive, studenta, and so on. Dative, accusative, vocative, locative, instrumental. And that's the first one. And then for, will it focus? Come on, focus, please. Oh, I can't get it to focus. The next one is divák, which means spectator or an audience member, and 7 endings for that. And so it goes, and so it goes, for page after page after page after page after page, until you've seen all 57 of these. 57 times 14, 7 for singular, 7 for plural. It's really painful to remember all of those. Now, it's not so painful, to be honest, in that out of those 57, probably 8 or 10 or so are the most common. So most people tend to learn, and they're in all of the grammar books. Here's my brief grammar of Czech book. All of the grammar books will give you these prototypes. So here is žena, ženy, ženě, ženu, ženo, ženě, ženo, in the singular, and the same in the plural. Turn the page. There's another pattern based on the word rose, růže, and another one based on píseň, which means song, and kost, that means bone. And so for any word, so you learn a whole bunch of these patterns, 8, 10, 12 are the most common ones. And then for any word, try to work out which of those patterns it belongs into and make the transformations. It's really hard to do, it's really hard. But once you know these patterns, it becomes much simpler. And with practice, once you know them, you can use them very quickly. The hard part, though, is learning them in the first place. And I've been with people in classes or friends of mine who have struggled even for years to remember even just the 8 most common sets of endings, the eight most common patterns. And I decided to come up with a memory technique that would help. So here it is. Let's just think of the one žena that we saw in that book. This would apply to Praha as well, Prague, or any feminine noun ending in A. So here's a silly story to remember that will help you. An apple smashes down into a yacht. Pay particular attention and try to remember these as vivid images, vivid stories. But pay particular attention to the underlined words. And note the story is really silly. That's to help with memorization. So an apple smashes into a yacht, and then the yacht grows 2 gigantic ears. From the ears are hanging umbrellas, which are sort of as earrings, upside down earrings. These are overflowing with oranges in the umbrellas, and they pour down onto elephants below, and the elephants cry out, "Ouch!" So try to remember that story. Just think it through a few times. An apple smashes down into a yacht. The yacht grows 2 big ears. From the ears are hanging umbrellas upside down as earrings, giant earrings, and those umbrellas are filled to overflowing with oranges. The oranges pour out down onto elephants, and the elephants cry out, "Ouch!" Now, the story's silly, but it's quite easy to remember. And what's important there is that it matches the word endings for žena. So, if we look at this here, an apple falls onto a yacht, which grows ears, from which are hanging umbrellas overflowing with oranges, which fall down and pour onto elephants, which cry out, "Ow!" O-U, the first 2 letters of ouch, ouch. Yes? So now, in real use then, you know that a word matches the žena pattern. So let's use žena, for example. If I want to say, "I am here with that woman," with the woman, I couldn't say "jsem tady s žena." No, because "s," I happen to know, needs the 7th case, the instrumental case. Well, what's the 7th case? Well, it was the last line in the story, so it must be O-U, like ouch. So tady jsem se ženo. Tady jsem se ženo. Yes? I know the woman. No, znám to. Ooh. What is it for žen? What's the 4th case? I know it's the 4th case, but what's the 4th one for žena? So apple falls onto a yacht, which grows some ears, and the ears have umbrellas. Ženo, znám ženu. Okay, I know the woman. So like that, we remember all of the endings for žena, and we can recall them. And at first it's a bit slow. You have to go through the list like that. But very quickly, you'll be able to jump to points in the story. You'll think, "Oh, I remember the 5th one was the oranges." So, ahoy, ženo, saying hello to a woman. That's the vocative case, the o ending, and so on. Now, I only gave this one story for apple, which is for žena or feminine nouns ending in A. But you can make up your other stories for the other 8 most popular sets of case patterns. Make up silly ones, make ones that you remember, and go over them several times in your head, maybe backwards and forwards, and you'll find that then you will magically be able to recall the noun case ending.